Have you ever seen a sales offer that just seems way too good to be true? Well, today, we're going to put one under the microscope. Think of us as detectives, pulling apart what looks like a simple pitch to find the powerful psychology that makes it work so well. Okay, so this is where it all starts. This one line from an ad by a company called Elastic is the puzzle we're going to solve together. I mean, that is a jaw-dropping price drop. On the surface, yeah, it's a discount, but underneath, it's packed with psychological triggers, and we're going to figure out exactly how they pull it off.
So, that's the big question, right? A price like this doesn't just come out of nowhere. It's the grand finale of a very cleverly built story. So let's break this thing down element by element and see the persuasion machine in action.
All right, every truly great offer begins not with a product, but with a promise. It's that huge, desirable result that grabs your attention before you even get into the nitty-gritty details.
You see, they aren't selling you software. They're not selling you a service. They are selling you a future where your business basically runs itself. And that is so important. It lifts the whole conversation from just features and specs to solving a massive headache for any business owner, getting more time and being more efficient.
But you know, a big promise like that has to have something real to back it up, right? You can't just sell the dream. You have to show people how you're going to make it real for them. And this question is exactly what pops into the customer's head next. And guess what? The ad is ready with the answer.
And that, right there, leads us to the second layer of this whole thing, the package. This is where they start building up the perceived value of that promise by just stacking all the different pieces you're going to get.
So the ad just lays it all out, piece by piece. You get a professional website. Okay, that's your online home base. Then you get WhatsApp API automation to talk to customers, then email marketing automation to keep your leads warm, and finally, AI automation to glue it all together. Every single item adds another solid layer of value.
So think about it. Before they even whisper a price, the goal here is to make this whole package feel huge, complete, and just incredibly valuable. You're not buying one little thing, you're buying an entire system that works together. And now for the main event. After building all that value, it's time for the part designed to create a little bit of shock and get your immediate attention: the price.
Now this is where some classic psychology comes into play. Before they tell you what you're actually going to pay, they hit you with what you should pay. It's called price anchoring. They need to set that bar really high in your mind so the real price feels like an absolute bargain.
And bam, there it is, 3 lakh rupees. The ad calls this the regular price. That's a serious number, and it's designed to lock the value of that 4-part package we just saw way up at a premium level.
So, with that huge number just hanging in the air, the stage is perfectly set for the big reveal. The whole pitch has been building up to this exact moment of contrast.
And there it is, 59,000 rupees. I mean, that drop is so massive, so dramatic, it's designed to just stop you in your tracks and make you think, wait a minute, I can't miss this.
And when you see them side by side like this, wow, the effect is just undeniable. The deal is suddenly crystal clear, and it's almost impossible to look away. So, okay, we've got a compelling promise, a loaded package, and an incredible price. But there's a problem, isn't there? What stops someone from just saying, great deal, I'll sleep on it? To actually make the sale, you've got to get past that hesitation. You need urgency.
Well, that brings us to the final, and maybe most important piece of the puzzle. The element that's all about turning "I'll think about it" into "I need this now." It's about applying just the right amount of pressure. It all kicks off with 2 little words we've all seen a million times: limited offer. But man, are they powerful. It's a classic psychological trigger that tells our brain, hey, this won't be here forever. If you don't act, you might lose out. And that fear of missing out can be an even bigger motivator than the desire to gain something.
But here's the clever bit. They don't just put a deadline on it, like saying the offer ends Friday. No, they go one step further and introduce scarcity based on quantity, which often feels way more real and a lot more powerful.
And this is what makes it so real. The ad doesn't just say a few remaining. It gives you a hard number, only 9 slots remaining. That one small number makes the scarcity feel totally tangible and incredibly urgent. You can literally picture those 9 spots just disappearing one by one. And look, this isn't just some random sales trick. It's rooted in real human psychology. It's called the scarcity principle, and it basically says we are hardwired to value things more when we think we can't have them. This ad is using that bias perfectly.
So, when you put it all together, you see the formula, right? None of these things work alone.
First, the big promise makes you want the result. Then, the detailed package builds up the value. The crazy price makes it feel like a steal. And finally, the intense pressure makes you feel like you have to decide right now.
You know, when you lay it all out like this, the formula seems almost simple. A product, a price, and a deadline. But it's an incredibly effective masterclass in persuasion. It takes a customer on a carefully planned emotional ride. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other choices we make every single day are being shaped by this exact same invisible playbook.